Sup guys, welcome back to the channel. So firstly, I just wanted to thank everybody that supported the channel so far. I feel super blessed to be able to make content around running and shoes, and I'm genuinely so excited for what's to come. So if you're a subscriber or not, thank you for your support. Now we're back with another shoe review, and I've got with me the Saucony Triumph 21s. Again, as a disclaimer, Saucony were nice enough to send me these shoes, but that doesn't mean they have any influence on what I have to say in today's full review, and they won't see this video until it is posted. I finally hit 100 miles, and of course, that means it's time for a full breakdown and review. I ran easy, hard, long, short, pretty much everything you can do in this shoe except for race. So now I think I've built a pretty good opinion on the shoe. So this shoe is class, but it just doesn't really work for me. And in this video, I'll explain why. Before we get into the full specs of the shoe and into the nuts and bolts of it, if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of my future content. And if you'll consider giving this video a like, it really helps me out as well. Okay, so getting into the specs, starting with the upper, first thing that you notice is they've completely updated the upper material. So we've now got a flat knit material. We've got a modified lacing system for a better lockdown. This one is slightly heavier than the previous version due to them changing the knit. This one weighs in for my men's US 8s at 280 grams, which isn't the lightest of daily trainers out there, but it's definitely not the heaviest. Price, this one will come in at 260 Australian dollars. The drop for this shoe is 10 mils, so we got 37 in the heel and 27 in the forefoot. If I had to describe this shoe in a few words, I would say very comfortable. Another thing to comment on for the upper is it's very spacious in the toe box, and it's probably one of the most comfortable shoes I've worn in regards to lockdown and just feeling on the top of my foot. For the midsole, we've got the Power Run Plus cushioning. On the website, this shoe is described as a light and plush performance shoe that's built for those who need a little more out of their daily runs, combining Power Run Plus cushioning with 360 degrees of secure support. It's a neutral runner that gives back just as much as you put in. So there is a huge emphasis on comfort for this shoe, and I think after running 100 miles, I can say that that is the honest truth. Even with its weight, it never feels bulky, and it still manages to, give you a little bit of oomph with your run, if that's even a word. Nice bit of pop, although nothing too crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't call this shoe a max cushion shoe in any way, but it's definitely soft enough for your feet to sink into, and so you can float through your run. Moving on to the outsole, so there is a really good amount of rubber coverage on the bottom there. So on my runs where the ground was wet, I really didn't find myself slipping at all, and I would say the grip held up 10 out of 10. And what's also is really great about having so much rubber on the outsole is that it's going to protect that Power Run Plus cushioning foam. So it's really going to add to the longevity of the shoe. So when would I use this shoe? Now, when I said earlier that this shoe is class, but it doesn't really work for me, here's why. I use this shoe for easy runs with the exception of one progression 5K run where I build my way up through the pace, through the gears, and finished off with the last kilometer at 3:30 pace. So 3:30 pace is my 5K pace, so I definitely had some go about me. The shoes did feel a little bit heavy, but they definitely held up at the fast pace. For my easy runs, I found this shoe really enjoyable. They sort of molded to my foot while I was running, and I found myself actually naturally picking up the pace a little bit. So in terms of cushion, if the Gel Nimbus was say a 10 out of 10 for cushioning, I would say these shoes are about a 7 out of 10. I personally like something with a little bit more of a recovery aspect, so something that's a bit softer underfoot for my easy runs. But this shoe definitely does its job when I needed it to. There was just one problem that I kept having, and it would happen religiously every single run at about the 7 to 8 kilometer mark in, and I would get this hot spot on the ball of my foot. So the ball that's like underneath my big toe, it would really heat up and I would find myself with a really hot foot, and often I would end up with a blister after the run. I tried changing socks, I tried wearing my shoes tighter, looser, and I just couldn't get anything to change, which I'm really bummed about because I really enjoyed the shoe and I really like wearing it, but anything sort of 10 Ks and over, it just became really not fun to run in. And I know that's a me issue, not a product issue. I haven't heard of any other runners really complaining about hotspots there. I know it's a me issue, but yeah, it was just, I was really sad. I think that this is a very strong multi-purpose option that can handle the daily easy miles, but it can also hold up when you feel like picking up the pace. Okay, so we'll get into some pros and then cons of the shoe. Starting off with the pros. The comfort of the upper is honestly next level. The lockdown is supportive and comfortable. It gives you a decent amount of energy return with each stride, making it a really versatile daily trainer option. It's really easy to cruise at long run pace. So when I say like long run pace, I mean those long runs where you're not just running to get the distance done, you're sort of adding a little bit of spice on it, and you're, I would say, almost like a tempo run, where you're going a little bit faster than easy pace. Like I honestly just found myself floating in these. And it's basically a Triumph 20 with an upgraded upper. So if you got on really well with the Triumph 20, then you're gonna get on really well with the Triumph 21 as well. And cons, in my personal opinion, I just don't think they are quite cushioned enough for me and my easy runs, which takes up the bulk of my weekly mileage. And obviously the hotspot that I was getting under my foot is a con, but again, that's very personal and I haven't heard of anybody else really complaining about this. Okay, so now would I recommend the Triumph 21? I would say big yes. I think if you're maybe training for a marathon or a half marathon and you're looking for one shoe that you can do all of your training in, I think this option from Saucony is a really great option. It'll handle the faster paces and the longer runs will be supported by the Power Run Plus midsole. Although I would definitely recommend, if you are more of a serious runner, I would recommend adding in a speed shoe into your rotation, something like the Saucony Endorphin Speed 3s or the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3s, so that you can really level up on your speed day and training sessions. If you're looking at picking these up, you can get them on Saucony AU's website. They have heaps of sick colorways on there. They've actually just added a fresh gray colorway on there as well. So yeah, if you're looking at picking them up, make sure you definitely check out their website and jump on that. I'll leave the link in the description of this video. And if you already have them, the 21s, or if you have the Triumph 20s, let me know how you're getting on with them and what your favorite part about the shoe is, or you know, if you don't like them, let me know in a comment down below. I'd be curious to know what your guys' thoughts are about them. And yeah, thank you to Saucony for making just such a versatile daily trainer that not only looks good, but probably has one of the most comfortable uppers I've ever worn. And yeah, it's a damn shame that I don't really get on super well with the shoe, although I am still wearing it. And if I ever run like a 5K, I like wearing these down to, let's say, my run club on a Saturday where I am doing some slightly faster stuff, but it is a bit more chilled. I love wearing these down there. And yeah, that's everything for today's full review of the Saucony Triumph 21s. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing so you don't miss any of my future running content. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.